Last video we learned what is tax and why it is collected. If you not watched that video, I leave the link in the description, please check it out. Today we are going to learn the major difference between the direct tax and indirect tax and how it works. There are only two types of tax across the world, the direct tax and indirect tax. All the various tax collected by the government will come under either direct tax or indirect tax. First we will see direct tax. Direct tax is levied on income or wealth of a person. It means if you earn an income, you have to pay tax on that income. It is progressive in nature. It means the higher you earn income, the higher you have to pay the tax. So what is the logic behind this? Who gets benefited? The poor gets benefited because if a person earns a lower income, he has to pay lower tax. It is known as progressive. Higher income, higher tax, lower income, lower tax. Examples of direct taxes: income tax, property tax, etc. Now we will see indirect tax. It is levied on goods and services. Direct tax is levied on income. Indirect tax is levied on goods and services. I am paying my tax on income. Why I need to pay tax on goods and services? Because in a capitalist economy, the government allows you to do whatever business and buy whatever goods you want to. So in favor to this, they introduced the indirect tax system. It is regressive in nature. It means same amount of tax for all consumers. For example, if you and Ambani both buy the same car, you both have to pay the same amount of tax irrespective of your status. Same amount of tax for all consumers irrespective of their status. Examples of indirect taxes: GST, customs duty, etc. Okay, now we will move on to an interesting topic. I am going to tell you 5 legal ways to earn income. I will say it again, 5 legal ways to earn income. The first one, you can earn income by doing jobs like managers, police officers, bankers, etc. If you do, you will get a salaries by doing these jobs. By way of salaries, you can earn income. The second one is house property. It means if you have a building or complex, you can rent it out and earn income from that rent. The third one is business or profession. It is a wide topic. You can earn income by doing your own business like mobile manufacturing, restaurants, textile shops, or professions like chartered accountants, doctors. Fourth one is capital gains. It is not a regular income. You will get this income rarely when you sell capital assets like land or machineries. For example, if you have purchased a land for 10 lakhs and sold it for 15 lakhs, your profit is 5 lakhs. You have to pay income tax on the profit 5 lakhs. The fifth one is income from other source, which means the income which does not falls under the first 4 categories will comes under income from other sources. For example, interest from fixed deposit in banks, dividend from shares, all these comes under income from other sources. So these are the 5 ways to earn income. So if a person earns income through one or all of these sources, he should pay the income tax to the government. Here there is no rule like you should earn income from only one sources like that. You can earn income from one or all of these ways. Now we will see how income tax works. Here I am giving examples to understand the concept in an easy way, so ignore the slab rates and limits. Assume the tax rate is 10%. A earns 7 lakhs, B earns 10 lakhs rupees. As I said it earlier, the direct tax is progressive in nature, which means the higher you earn income, the higher you have to pay the tax. B earns higher income than A. She pays higher tax. Okay, A pays 70,000 tax to the government. B pays 1 lakh rupees tax to the government directly. So, okay, now they earn their income and pay their taxes directly to the government. Hence, it is called direct tax. They pay the tax directly to the government. Okay, let's see goods and service tax. As the name itself tells that it is tax on goods and services. Goods includes manufacturing goods, trading goods. Trading means buying and selling goods. The journey of the product starts from factory where it is manufactured. The manufacturer sells the goods to retailer. The retailer sells the goods to consumer. For example, Apple manufactures iPhone and sells it to Amazon, and Amazon sells it to the consumers. Almost every products like electronics, hardware, chemicals, textiles are charged to GST except some basic necessary products like food products like milk, egg, meat, rice, etc. So we have to pay GST on these goods. Next we will see services. Services means providing services. For example, consultancy firms, chartered accountants, hotels, construction service by engineers, all these comes under services which is charged to GST. For example, if you go and stay in a hotel, they will charge you with GST. So it is so we have to pay GST on goods and services. Now we will see how GST works. Jesse goes to buy a new mobile from Karthik, who is a mobile retailer. He says the price of the mobile is 10,000. Jesse pays 10,000 to Karthik and bought the mobile. The price of the mobile is 10,000, which includes 1,000 rupees tax GST. Karthik received 10,000, but he is not the owner of full 10,000. He owns only 9,000. The balance 1,000 rupees GST he should pay to the government. Now again I will say the example. Jesse pays 10,000 to Karthik. The price of the mobile is 10,000, which includes 1,000 rupees tax. Now Karthik, who received 10,000, but he is not the owner of full 10,000. He owns only 9,000. The balance 1,000 GST he should pay to the government. The objective of GST is the final consumer of the product has to pay the tax. The objective of GST is the final consumer of the product has to pay the tax. Here Jessie is the final consumer. She gets benefited from the product. She uses the product, so she is liable to pay the tax. Okay. Earlier in direct tax, the person pays the tax directly to the government, but here Jesse pays the tax amount to the government indirectly through Karthik. Jesse's tax amount 1,000 goes to the government indirectly through Karthik. Income tax goes to government directly, but why GST goes to government indirectly through the supplier? Because the number of consumers are higher than the number of suppliers. Crores and crores of transactions happens daily. So if a burden of paying taxes on the consumer, then it will become a complicated process. So the government gave the suppliers the responsibility of collecting tax from the consumers and pays it to the government. It is an effective method, and it is easy for the government to track the suppliers because of their lesser proportion. People having higher income pays income tax, but everyone pays GST when we go to hotel, when we buy a mobile or car, wherever we go, we have to pay GST. So GST eventually increases the revenue of the government. So it is how the income tax and GST works. In simple words, direct tax is tax on income, indirect tax is tax on expenditure. Tax is major source of income for the government. The government collects tax from people and spends it for the benefit of the people. I hope you got some basic ideas about tax and how it works. If you like this video, please give thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel to learn more about tax. Thank you.